Hello everyone, I am Vipul Chauhan from Definitely Nerds, and today I will be reviewing a book called Dune. Dune is a 1965 science fiction novel written by the American author Frank Herbert. It is set in a distant future where noble houses vie for control over a desert planet called Arrakis. The story follows the young Paul Atreides as he navigates treacherous political intrigue, ecological complexities, and a mystical native population of Arrakis known as the Fremen. Dune was not as popular in 1965 when it was released, but in recent times, it has really shot up in popularity thanks to a recent movie and its influence over major science fiction novels and movies that came after it. One of the most fascinating features of the world of Dune is its setup. It is set in a distant future of humanity where humans have colonized multiple planets and have made unbelievable technological progress. But at the same time, humans have resorted to archaic constructs of monarchy and colonialism, consisting of kings and emperors. It's quite an interesting contrast. People fight not with guns or weapons of mass destruction, but with modern swords and quantum shields. This offers a fascinating combination of intricate duels and a higher difficulty of combat, raising these stakes. The best thing which I found about Dune is the world building. The stunningly detailed world of Arrakis, a planet where water is so scarce that it is a currency, where religions are formed around water itself, and the native population called Fremen are at odds with the human kings, offering a fascinating narrative. Frank Herbert goes into extreme detail for every ecological feature of the planet and the Fremen, the native population of Arrakis, and does so in a way which makes it extremely interesting. Another strong point about the writing and the let's say the progression of the story are the multifaceted characters that Frank presents, who are not only interesting but also makes you either root for them or hate them, and sometimes even confuses them. One of the other one of the major problems with Dune is its start. The first 200 or so pages of Dune consists of extremely slow story progression with major exposition dump about the characters and the world. You are introduced to so many characters so quickly that it is tough to even keep track of them as well as their individual personalities. The information about the world is given in bits and scatters and often doesn't completely make sense till a bit later. It's not like nothing interesting happens here, but the extremely slow story progress, as well as the extremely fast information dump, is a major weakness, but it definitely pays off in the end. Another major flaw of Dune is with the main antagonist, Vladimir Harkonnen. He falls in one of those generic villain categories where the villain is just evil for the sake of being evil, and all of their motivations are that of power and lust. Now, I'm not saying that there is something wrong with villains having those motivations. No, but humans are much more complex than that. And to make you empathetic with the villain, you have to make him more akin to real life. The good villains are those where you can see their point, see the reasons for them being evil, let's say, and some action, see the reason behind their evil actions, and you can, think like, okay, what he's doing is not justifiable, but it does make sense. Now, this is in direct contrast with the extremely well fleshed out protagonist of the story, Paul Atreides. We follow Paul from being a young boy to facing some of the toughest situations a human can. And we follow with him and witness how he grows into a battle hardened man who isn't afraid to take the hard decisions when necessary. It's absolutely fascinating to see. And other than the villain, almost every character in Dune is extremely well thought out and shows extreme depth. The scale of Dune is large, and it manages to balance huge narrative set pieces together. It doesn't get crushed under its weight, and it manages multiple character arcs and narratives and big powerhouses which engage in political fights and it manages to do it all in a satisfying manner without focusing too much on one part and not and without missing out on one of it. Overall, it is a fantastic story which has influenced tons of modern movies and shows, and I'm very excited to read the sequel and also watch the movie. Actually, the first book will be covered in two movies. So the first movie that has been released has covered the first half of the novel, and you can maybe watch the movie first and then read the novel in case you want to get through that slow first portion of the book. But personally, I'll recommend the book itself. So, on a scale of 0 to 10, where 5 means I was indifferent to the book, and more than 5 means something positive, and less than 5 means a negative view, I will give it a 7.5 out of 10. Keep watching for more reviews to come, and I'll be reviewing many books moving forward, including some classics of English by Fyodor Dostoevsky and Albert Camus. Thank you.